G'day everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to this FIFA 23 Arsenal Career Mode series. This episode 38. Make sure to drop a like, comment and subscribe if you enjoy. Make sure to check out the previous episodes to see how we got here. As we're looking at the calendar for the month of December before the transfer window, a couple of tough games there against Tottenham and Chelsea, I believe it was. But here we have a Champions League game first, last game of the group stage. Doesn't really matter if we win or lose because we're already guaranteed top of the group, so I'm going to be using a more second team squad, I guess I should say, just to get them some play time, try to keep them happy. So that's one thing I don't really like about FIFA is the morale system, and when you don't play they go down a bunch of overall, which I'm not a huge fan of, to be honest. But yeah, going up against this team, which I have no idea about, I think we absolutely smashed them in the first game. I think we beat them like 7-0 last one, so I'm expecting a win, but as I said, this game doesn't really matter at all, so as long as we get out of here with no injuries, I'll be pretty happy. But we've got it with Musa here, who's just got too much pace for everyone, just runs down the wing and then hits it and he scores. I mean, that's how easy this game can be against teams of that quality. But yeah, hoping to check the stats as well at the end of this episode, because I think we'll be around halfway through the league, so I'll give a quick stat update just to keep you guys involved and let you see who's been dominating this Premier League season. You see there, they tied it up 1-1, but we managed to get a late winner there through Milinkovic-Savic, I think that was, who was actually wearing the captain's armband for this one. It's going to be interesting to see who comes over in real life to Arsenal. I mean, I think obviously Declan Rice, who I've brought in as well, and then Caicedo are linked, but you never know until it happens. The next game is going to be up against Tottenham, our rivals. Actually, first v second in the table match here, so this is a big game early on in the season. You see the records there. We both have the same amount of losses, but they've drawn a couple more games than us because we picked up a couple more victories. So that's why we have an advantage in the table at the moment. You see their team has still got Kane and Son, but they've brought in the likes of Locatelli and Jadon Sancho from Manchester United. So they've got a pretty strong team. But hopefully we can get the job done. Although we are playing at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, which could make things a bit more challenging, but we get to Jesus early on to Bellingham, who goes to Rabona. I don't really know why I went for that. I was hoping he was going to use the outside of the foot, but he didn't. We have a corner, and it's going to be Gvardio, I think is how you pronounce it. So I put him in at left back for this game, which I wouldn't normally do, but I decided to go with the big boy, and I trusted him. And he's paid me back with that trust, and he scored. And then we have another corner here in the second half. Not much comes from it, but we get it out wide again, and we're going to cross it to the back post from Smith Rowe. It's going to be Gvardiol again getting up, and he scored a brace. This dude's having the game of his life against the big rivals, so the fans are going to love him forever now. Sancho there, I believe it was, had a shot, but Ramsdale, too good there, and he gets the save. Now all of a sudden we're on the counter here. Saka through to Smith Rowe. Does he have the pace? He does. It's going to be a one-on-one against the keeper, and Smith Rowe scores. I believe it's Emi Martinez as well in goal for them. So an ex-Arsenal guy playing for Tottenham now. Already not loved much these days, but now he's definitely not going to be. We look to get one more as well right at the end. It's going to be Jesus that had insult to injury there. And we wrap this one up 4-0, an absolute demolition of Tottenham there, which is what you love to see. So make sure you drop a like for that great performance. 7 shots to 4. We actually didn't dominate it too much on the stats, but our left back there, Gvardio, with an absolute heroic game there, scoring 2 headers and really giving us a bit of a cushion now in the Premier League, being 6 points up on Manchester City now, who take over that second position. Up against Leeds now at home, so you expect us to get another 3 points here, but after that big game against Tottenham, wouldn't be shocked if it was a bit of a letdown spot here. But yeah, I'm thinking about if we need to make any transfers next month, and I don't really think we do. I mean, I could possibly bring in another fullback since Tierney's been injured, and knowing us, we're probably going to get another injury or two soon. But if we're going to keep playing like this, we don't need any backups. I mean, Odegaard, the captain, gets us out to an early lead. But yeah, let me know if you guys think I should bring in anyone, or if I should just sell someone who's not really playing as much as you want. I'd be more than happy to do that. We've got a lot of money. But a great cross there from Leeds, and they get it to, I think it's Greenwood, I'm not sure. But they tie it up there. And we come straight back through Jesus. Jesus should score here. It was on his left, but he's a great striker. And he's not leading the Golden Boot so far this season, but he's still a good chance to come back and win it after getting it, I think, the last 2 seasons at least, anyway. But Leeds looking to equalise again, and they do. A good cut back there to Greenwood again. I'm not sure if that's Mason Greenwood or if a different one. Not 100%. But we get into Ødegaard here, and Ødegaard with the Rabona, and what a goal that is. That's up there for one of the goals of the series. Didn't actually mean to do a Rabona. Thought it was going to be outside of the foot shot, just like Bellingham's against Tottenham. But he went the Rabona just like Bellingham did, but his was even better. And you see there on the replay, what a finish. Can't shoot it much better than that. As we take a lead again in this one for the 3rd time, but Leeds just won't go away, and they get it in. Ramsdale with a big save. Tomiyasu clears it for now, but Leeds have a corner late on in this one. And Gabriel headers it, but it's still in the box. They get it back to the corner taker. He's going to weigh up his options. Cuts it back to Sinistera. He gives it back to him. He cuts it back to Sinistera. Ramsdale with a save, but it falls. And I think it's Greenwood again. I think he's got a hat-trick. It was a good save from Ramsdale, but he just wasn't rewarded by the defence. And now, late stoppage time, they had another corner here to try to get a late winner. Will we survive now? Now it's looking like a point we'll take. As they still have it. Greenwood again shoots Ramsdale with the save, and it goes out for another corner, but they're not going to have enough time to take one there. So we tie this one up 3-0. You see on the XG, we actually should have got thumped according to the stats. I don't think it was that one-sided, to be honest. And after taking the lead 3 times, we should have come away with all 3 points, but we only get the 1, and so Manchester City close on us there in the table. And we're going to have to go to West Ham now and deal with them. Hopefully can get a win, because after drawing against teams like Leeds, you really don't want to be letting 2 more of the mid to low table sides steal points from you. This is the team I'm going to be rocking with. Martinelli and Tierney still injured, unfortunately. A couple of my left-sided field players there. So I'm going to have to build a different connection there through probably Dest and Smith Rowe or Trossard or Gvardio. I do have a decent amount of options, but I hate injuries, not going to lie. But it makes the series a bit more realistic because injuries do happen. And Ramsdale was called into action there, but he comes up with the goods there to keep it 0-0. It's going to be Dest to Trossard. Trossard into Bellingham. Bellingham down to Jesus. And one more to Ødegaard. We just worked that beautifully. Nice and quick. West Ham just weren't pressing us for some reason as quick as they should have been. And the captain gives us the lead there against the Bubbles and West Ham United. And it's Saliba here. Saliba's made a crazy run forward. Can he finish it? No, the keeper makes a big save, but William Saliba, the centre-back, making a 90th minute forward run there. Not sure who gave him the license for that, but on the corner he heads it, and it stays on the line, and Jesus is the first to react, and he gets us the winning goal here with basically the last kick of the game. What a funny goal that was. Ball just bouncing along the line there. I wonder if it would have gone in if we just left it. Probably not. But we get a 2-0 win there. XG says we're slightly the better team, but not overwhelmingly. But 2-0 is probably a fair result, to be honest. So we get 3 points. But now the last game of the episode, and it will make it exactly halfway through the league after this one. It's going to be against Chelsea. First v 5th, so Chelsea having a decent season, but I mean, in this series, I think it's mainly Liverpool who have been our main rivals in this series. Who am I going to bring in? I'm going to bring in Trossard, in for Smith Rowe, and that's basically the starting 11 there. You see a lot of 90 rated players now as they've really grown and developed. But against Chelsea, you never know. I do have problems with them sometimes, but other times it can just be a dead game, which is what you might see here. Spoiler alert. We get it to Ødegaard, to Jesus. Can we get out to an early lead here? Jesus. To who was that? To Bellingham, but Mendy with a crazy good save and keeps the tie at 0-0, I should say. But Jesus will make it 1, and he makes it 1-0 there. Good finish on his left. Just a little bit before half-time there. Mendy couldn't come up with the goods on that occasion. But they do have a chance to tie here through Raheem Sterling. Gives it off to Havertz, and Havertz hits it, but Ramsdale with a brilliant save. Now we look to steal the game here through Jesus. Out wide to Saka. And what can Saka do? Saka doesn't have many options. He's going to go himself, but Mendy saves. Odegaard hits it with no real conviction, and it's cleared by the defender, and Bellingham with the header couldn't score, but Chelsea didn't really have any other opportunities. I think they had one late on, but it wasn't really worth showing. And we get away with a 1-0 win. You see that only 6 shots to 2, a very dead game, as I said. But 3 points is 3 points, so I'll take it. As you see some results from around the ground, Spurs beat Manchester City, so that's probably good for us because now it gives us a 7-point lead halfway through the season with Manchester United just below them, and then Liverpool, I'm sure, will come storming home soon, followed by Everton, Chelsea, and then Wolves. And Wolves really fallen off. They got off to a great start. I think they were top of the league after 5 or 6 matches, possibly, and now they've fallen back. And then down in the relegation battle, looks like it's Burnley, Nottingham Forest, and I think it was Southampton there. Well, let's check the stats now. Golden Boot being led by Son for Tottenham, 14 goals, and then followed by Isaac, and then our man Jesus with a couple less matches, with a couple less goals, but look for him to score a few more. And then we have the likes of Bellingham and Odegaard in there as well, so a bit more of a balanced attack this season, which is good to see, not relying on the one man for the whole time. Assist-wise, Saka is absolutely dominating it. Look at that. Basically has double the next highest, which is also an Arsenal player in Odegaard, so we're still scoring like crazy. But Saka hasn't been putting them in the net himself, but has been a supplier this season. So he's actually having a good season. I mean, 13 assists in 19 matches. That's crazy good. So by the time at the end of the season, he could have 25 or more. And then clean sheets, Ramsdale leading the league, only by 1 though over Kepa, which is shocking because Kepa wasn't even playing for Chelsea last match, so maybe that's where they went wrong. But that's going to be it for this episode, guys. Make sure to drop a like, comment, and subscribe. Really helps me out, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.